so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The following broadcast is an official production of the Faulkner Sports Network.
Okay,
All right.
he's along, eh?
There we go.
Yeah,
Backwards
what a
goal.
goal.
Nice. Kicks it out, gets demoed right there, but
Wow.
still makes the shot. I'm aboard the lane train. Let's go.
The lane train.
The lane train. Virginia going hard for the goal.
Ooh, really good save.
Excellent save. Watch this. Here
Perfect
he goes.
maneuver.
He just kind of flips over and then gets the demo and knocks in the goal.
Oh, just
Lane with the demo.
destroy him.
Lane actually makes the shot here. And then Cameron is just like running interference, takes him out, and then just sort of escorts the ball into the goal. All right, so Faulkner off to a hot start here against the Simpson Storm.
Wow.
Very pretty goal right there.
Oh, beautiful. And Cameron going straight for the goal.
Sploosh!
We have a Brazil here, folks.
That's it.
There it is.
Faulkner is the champion of this region.
Wow.
Excellent. So much for being with us here for our second game of the doubleheader. We've got all the Rocket League action that you could want for tonight. We've already had one game against McMaster University. Now it's up for game 2. It's going to be us against Kennesaw State. So it's going to be Eagles versus Owls in an aerial battle again. I was commenting with Liz in the in-between. It's a little weird because it feels almost like half the season has been us versus birds. And so
there are a lot of different colleges and schools that have a bird of some kind as their mascot, I've noticed.
Yeah. Well, either way, we're glad to be with you this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm head coach Caleb Colquitt.
And I'm Seth Dawson.
And we're going to be bringing you all of the action for the evening. So did want to go ahead and let you know, make you aware of a couple things that we've got going on here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and meet our team.
The captain, Superdish, Brendan Dishmon. CornPop, Cole Armstrong.
All right. And so we do have CornPop, and you can see they're getting warmed up, getting ready to roll. They're actually playing a round of doubles just to stay warm right now against one another. So that's kind of fun. They're doing that. And they're playing on the Halloween, the special Halloween colors they had. But yeah, there's CornPop, and then, of course, Ian right next to him. And then on the other side of the arena, we've got the captain, Superdish. And you can see sitting directly next to him is Luke Hampton wearing the cloak of invisibility. It's very tricky, but he's really good. He plays controller as well, so you can't see his hands touch any of the keys. But no. Seth, you missed it because you had already moved over there, but for the post-game show, they opted not to do an interview, and I was like, as you can see here, we have Luke with us. But anyway, so we had fun with that, but Luke's actually playing remotely tonight, so he will be playing. That's Zero, for those of you who don't know. So Zero and Ziinc, who is played by Ian, they're both going to be there tonight But they, of course, Zero is not here with us, so he'll be going in remotely. But before we go ahead and get the game started, let's talk about one of our fantastic sponsors, and that, of course, is Shane's Rib Shack. Now, I mentioned this earlier tonight already, but, we don't mind talking more about Shane's.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not. Tomorrow, they're having a really big special. So if you have not heard about this, if you weren't here for the first game, you need to get down to Shane's tomorrow because they're having a special that only happens tomorrow. So there is a $5 combo and you're getting a shredded pork barbecue sandwich and a side, and their sides are amazing. Like they got the mac and cheese, they've got the fries, they've got the potatoes, like they've got your choice of side, and then also a drink, and it's only $5.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their throwback special that they're doing in honor of, I think it's their 30th anniversary. And so because of that, they're charging the same thing for that combo that they did 30 years ago when they first opened. And so really great deal. I mean, you're not going to be able to get that, especially with the way the economy's going right now, for $5. So be sure to head down to Shane's and they'll turn you into a Shaniac as well. You're coming with us, right?
Yes.
Okay,
definitely.
Good. We got Seth locked down. Seth is on board.
I'll be more than happy to finally come in and get to try some Shane's Rib Shack.
Yeah, you know what I like best about it? I mean, don't get me wrong. The barbecue is the highlight. That's the reason you're going there. But the reason I'm looking forward to tomorrow is most of the barbecue places, they just give you like basically plain white bread for your sandwich or a bun, which I mean, the bun's a little bit better. But like the bread is just the delivery system. You're not there for the bun. Oh, wow. We were actually already started. But anyway, the Shane's bread is really good. That's all I'll say that. Go to Shane's Rib Shack, download the Shane's Rib Shack app. Now we're in gameplay.
And it looks like, once again, we're orange. I wonder if this is a choice on our part.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure both occasions the other team was picking. And because I believe they were hosting, and I can check NACE's website for that to see who was hosting who. But I would feel like Kennesaw, again, they're yellow, so you would think that they would go for orange and we would go for blue. But for whatever reason, Kennesaw has opted for blue. And Psalms gets a nice save there. Ziinc with a shot on goal, and unfortunately he's able to save it and then immediately go back and go for a goal. And this was not a tricky play, not real complicated, just he's able to lob it. It's a soft little lob, and Zero, I think, overread it and went a little early.
Sometimes it's the simple plays that get you.
Mm-hmm.
You go in expecting all these you're expecting your opponent to try and just outsmart you with all this complicated stuff, maybe come in with an air dribble or just kind of hook it towards the corner. No, just hit it straight into the goal, and it's like, oh well, I would expect you to do anything except that.
Yeah, and it's like that in real soccer, because obviously most of the time when you're a goalie and you're trying to defend against a striker, they're coming at you hot, they're kicking the ball as hard and fast as they can, but every once in a while they get a goal on you by like basically just faking you out and just sort of slow rolling it into the goal, and that's exactly what just happened there. So Barney trying to get the ball in there with a nice air dribble, but luckily the Faulkner defense holds strong. Oh, and the demo there. Ziinc gets a demo on Psalms. And a shot on goal luckily misses by him, or it could have been attempted a setup, I don't know. But Barney trying for a goal there and also gets denied. Faulkner doing a really good job on defense. It's a shame they had that kind of quirky play by Psalms earlier to score a goal, because they've been really good at keeping the ball in enemy territory most of the game.
I was about to say, our team actually came out swinging there in the early first minute of the game.
Right.
Keeping it well in our control and on their side, but then it just kind of barely slipped through the cracks there early on.
Man, great save by Bud. Ziinc actually made a really good shot there, but Bud was able to actually reverse himself and able to get that stop.
Which, by the way, Bug once again there on defense, keeping out of Zero's hands.
Yeah, it seems like Bud tends to be their more defensive player, whereas just based on the little bit that we've seen, Barney and Psalm seem to be much more in the striker, comfortable in the striker position.
Trying to get a setup here. Zero going in to try and get the score. Unfortunately,
Yeah, not able to do it. I think he was
out.
actually going for a setup, but there was just nobody there to close.
He started going in, realized there was nothing he could do to get it in, so wanted to try and set up, but unfortunately didn't have anyone to pass it to.
Yeah, another thing too, so much of this game is just knowing where your teammates are and being able to set them up at the right times. And unfortunately, we've had some issues with that tonight. I don't think that it's that comms are bad. I think what's going on here is because for some of the games we've actually had Luke come in. Luke's a great player, but he hasn't practiced with the team a whole lot this year, and because of that, their comms may not be what they need to be.
There's also just after last game, it seems like we're trying to play a little more defensively. We've got a lot of we generally it seems like we consistently have about 2 people back for defense,
Right.
so not really leaving us for being able to set up very well, which, by the way, really close there, nearly a goal, but luckily we were able to keep it out.
What? Here we go.
Oh,
Nothing. Not
I'd
able to
say.
stop it.
Bud coming in there, we were just talking about how he was doing good on defense, but sets himself up there for a good shot on goal. Unfortunately,
Yeah, that's
not much we could do to defend against it.
That's the thing. You can't let guys set up goals like that because it's just so hard to defend against. It's actually easier to prevent it than it is to stop it, because you'll notice what he did was he basically, very simple drop down goal, pins the ball between him and the wall, and then just like slowly drops it to where he guides the ball in, and there's just almost no way to stop that once it's set up, even by really good experienced players.
You'd essentially
And there
Really?
goes 0.
I about to say, there goes a quick score within 30 seconds.
Those
We still got 33 to make one more and tie this up.
Yeah, so Superdish, excellent setup work by him, bounces it off of the top of the backboard, and then 0 just happens to be in the perfect position to knock it in.
I about to say, it looks like they kind of understood the problems they were having with comms, set things up a little bit better for themselves there.
For sure.
It looks like our team's kind of abandoned the concept of defense. All 3 players are pushed forward, or at least they were. Ziinc now.
Yeah, they're
back,
kind of
but-
rotating back now, but yeah, you were right there for a second because it was so close and they needed to get a goal. They decided to go hyper aggro there.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, when you only have 30 seconds left in the game.
There's no one there to catch it.
Oh,
Wait,
Bud,
it's still in the air.
I was about to say,
And
real
that's it.
Bud actually being the one to keep it in the air there for a
Yeah,
second.
I don't know if he just lacked awareness or what happened there. Like, maybe he didn't realize the clock was as low as it was, but
Or
he just like
maybe-
goes up and saves it, which was weird.
Yeah, it looked like maybe he thought Superdish was going to get there in time to save it, so he wanted to just keep it out of our hands.
Yeah, I don't think there was any danger of that based on the angle that we saw, but maybe that was his thinking.
It very well could have looked like could have been a concept of just like, well, let's just try and pass it over to my friend who can put
Knock
it
it
straight
down.
to the
Yeah.
ground, who doesn't have anyone covering him.
No, that would have made sense. I don't think that that's actually something that he needed to worry about, but regardless, that's where we are. But yeah, so a good game, lots of back and forth, but unfortunately the Eagles coming up short by a goal, and so now it's a score of 1-0 with Kennesaw State being in the driver's seat, unfortunately. So but you know what? Nothing like the game that we experienced with McMaster. Like, there's a lot of back and forth and a lot of demos. I noticed there were a lot of demos on both sides.
It was a very, very ground game there early on.
Yeah, which was also very different from the McMaster game where it felt like we were in the air almost the whole time. Whoa,
Wait.
what a save.
I was about to say, talk about an early save, which now...
Wait, and there it
wow.
is. 0 with the save and the goal.
I was about to say, I don't know how... Well, let's see just how intentional this looks. A really good job trying to seal the ball away, but in doing so, ends up actually putting it right into their goal.
Yeah, I don't think he intended to make that shot. I think he was just trying to steal for possession, but just kind of like in the last game where we had that quirky goal at the end of the game where he just sort of accidentally knocked it in.
Oh!
Oh!
I don't know if that could have gotten any closer.
No, Bud got a killer shot, and there was like a tiny sliver of the ball that was not in the goal, and luckily, I think that was Superdish that knocked it out. I mean, which is understandable. That dude is one tough Teletubby.
I was about to say, Superdish kind of being an all-star when it comes to defense a lot of the time, it feels like.
Yeah, I think that he's a very good offensive player, but it seems like his best plays, like his highlight reels, are mostly defensive plays.
Yeah. He just has really good awareness of where the ball is when it comes to like what he needs to do to defend. It seems to be a very, very good skill of his.
Yeah, and Ziinc getting the save there.
I was about to say, not to put down either of our other players who have also pulled off some really good defenses.
Well, you'd prefer for your...
Oh,
not good.
really unfortunate. One of our players coming in there to try and defend it, but unfortunately gets demoed here by Barney.
Yeah, so Ziinc actually probably would have made that save, but Barney, you know, props to him, saw that happen and decided he was going to go ahead and take out.
I was about to say, really, I will say, good aiming there from Barney. I will say from experience, it's not exactly easy to predict where your opponent's going to be to hit him in that moment. So.
That's true. And you say this is somebody who likes demoing more than he likes scoring.
Yes. As it being my favorite part of the entire game.
I mean, I get it. You're not wrong. Oh, and looks like we've got... I was going to say, it looks like we have some open field, but Barney was kind of hiding in the blind spot there. Wait. And nice. Superdish. Here he is to save the day.
I was about to say, he just complimented his defensive skills, and he wants to put down on the record that he's also got some good shots in him as well.
Right. The commentator's curse works both ways. He can sense it. So Faulkner now on top here. The Teletubby himself putting us in the lead.
Let's see. Ziinc trying to set up for Superdish, but unfortunately the opposing team, all three members there to try and deny that setup.
Yeah, doing a really fantastic job of defense here for the past several seconds. You could tell Faulkner wanted an insurance goal there. It would be nice to have more than a one-goal lead for sure going into the latter half of this match. We're almost down to 2.5 minutes, so that would be big if Faulkner could just get a little breathing room and not have to play hyper aggro the way they have near the end of several of these matches.
The difference between being 1 ahead and 2 ahead is
massive.
An incredible sense of security.
Yes. It doesn't sound like much, but it's a big deal.
It's like if you're at the 2-minute mark and you have, you know, a 1-goal lead, it's like, well, at any moment they could tie it up. But if it's a 2-goal lead, you're like, well, I feel like I can run out the time for 2 minutes without them getting 2 goals.
Exactly. All right, they're going for the goal here, but Zero with the save.
I was about to say, our team was looking a little bit for that insurance goal, but right now they're just focusing in on the defense. Well,
you know, you do want to get the insurance goal, but you don't want to like just leave yourself wide open like that right there.
Which, unfortunate. Our one guy who was actually back for defense, getting demoed by Barney again, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that was the case, and then Bud is able to just roll it in. To his credit, Superdish almost made it back, but they were just kind of overextended, and once that demo happened and Barney had control of the ball, there was nothing they could do.
Yep.
So
tying it up real quick, and Faulkner now looking to try and take it back, although Soms does get the initial control of the ball. It is staying on their side, though. Ooh, Superdish paying back that earlier demo.
Yeah, this has become a game where demos have become very important. It's because now both of the goals that Kennesaw State has scored in this game came off of demos.
Yeah, we saw last game against in our last game we had several instances of where there were demos, but they ended up not mattering much. Or if
there was only one that I can remember that was really consequential, and I even think that one still didn't wind up in a goal either way, if I'm not mistaken.
Most of the demos that happened, one actually ended up kind of helping them reposition better.
Right.
In this case, there have been 2 instances already of them just being incredibly important. So clearly, it seems like something they have definitely practiced before.
Yeah. So
trying to take advantage of.
for one, it is a credit to you that if your teammates have the situational awareness to plan demos to where they're going to strategically be best suited for you. But at the same time, you hate to see that from the Faulkner side because you feel like you can't win.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, here we go.
Said,
yep.
Superdish. In. With 30 seconds left, essentially we have to not lose on kickoff.
And so a slow roll here, not a quick goal, but just happened to hit at the right angle, and Bud was not able to make it back in time. So now Faulkner reclaims that lead with only 28 seconds left. Can they hold out here? And at this point, even though...
I'm about to say, really good start, putting it right into their corner.
Yeah, you typically don't want to go like super defensive if you only have a 1-goal lead. However, in this case, with only 15 seconds left, you kind of go into turtle mode. You just want to do everything you can to make sure they don't score.
I was about to say 0 there. I mean...
Oh, no.
I'm about to say, so really good...
Oh, and Ziinc just is like, all right, I'm pushing this thing as far away as I can.
I was about to say, as you saw...
Props to him.
Zero doing a really good job of pushing, I believe it was Bud, off center. He was following the ball, and then once their team did set up for a goal, but the person who was supposed to be there to take care of it was pushed off track by Zero, so he wasn't able to get there in time.
Yep.
So really, really good plays from our team.
Very strategically minded, good situational awareness by the whole team there. And that brings our score to Kennesaw 1, Faulkner 1. So we're back in it.
I'm about to say, tying this up, and now we're looking to hopefully pull away with this.
Oh, absolutely. We were playing much better in that second game, and hopefully we can keep that momentum going. And, one thing I noticed that you didn't see nearly as many demos near the second half of that, and I wonder if the team was like, you know what, we've been demoing them, they've been demoing us, maybe we need to change strategies here a little bit, because neither team was doing super aggro in the latter part of that game.
I think to some extent our team was also just being a lot more mindful to not get demoed, because I did still see
that may have been it too.
A few hits attempted, but I think we did dodge them better. That being said, Bud immediately trying to set up for himself or his team, but just a little bit behind up for everyone in our team, doing a really good job just keeping the ball not in a way where it can get hit into our goal.
Yeah, for the past 20 seconds, though, we've seen an awful lot of gameplay on the orange side of the field, and we need to get something rolling because even though you love to come off of a victory like that, it resets, and so you got to score a goal.
Asking you shall receive. We immediately started putting it to the blue side. Shot on goal. Bud there to defend against it.
By the way, we were studying that in our Team Devo today. We were going over Luke 11 with Matt. Oh!
I was about to say.
And Zero. I love that. He just basically freeze-framed himself. I love how he came off of that goal and just slammed brakes and stopped. It was like he was posing for the camera. Watch that. Yeah. What? That's hilarious.
Really good early goal there. It's nice. It's always a good feeling to just kind of go ahead and put yourself in the lead.
And we're seeing the demo game start again. Ziinc and Superdish both getting demoed.
Let's say a couple quick demos there coming out.
Luckily, the demos don't last long, but the big thing is they deny you boost because you don't start out with 100 boost.
Deny you boost and also force you to reposition. So if you're being aggressive like we were there, unfortunately, you lose a lot of your momentum to be aggressive. Now, that being said, it also does help you set up to make sure that you're there at your goal.
Oh, and Superdish coming in way too high, misses the ball completely there.
Ziinc trying to send the ball to Zero. Zero trying to put it back in. Bud there to defend. The ball stays in Blue's corner.
Oh, and Ziinc with a shot here.
Wow,
and makes it.
Threading the needle there. Just really good angle there, putting it right in between all three players.
And folks, that's your daily dose of Ziinc right there. Don't need any more than that.
I'll take
Use as
more.
directed.
I don't think you can overdose on Ziinc, right? I don't know.
Not really. It'll mainly just go through your system if you take too much of it.
I don't even know what Ziinc does. All I know is
it's an immunity booster.
All I know is I want him to score more goals.
Yep. I want to be immune to losing. That's what I want. So if Ziinc can help me do that. By the way, good defensive move there
I
by
was about
Bud.
to say, Bud doing a good job of just stalling the ball right there out of their corner.
Yeah, the setup game has gotten significantly better.
Yeah.
Zero kicks the ball back to blue side, and Faulkner able to keep the pressure on. A 2-goal lead is good here, but I like the fact that they haven't completely abandoned offense. And
That's why the having a little bit of a lead is always good. I will say our I forgot what I was saying. Never mind.
so that was a really great setup by Bud, and then Barney's just able to bring it home. Really good work by Kennesaw. Hopefully Faulkner can answer here and get that 2-goal lead back.
Superdish trying to give you exactly what you wanted there on a quick note, but not quite making it. That being said, Ziinc almost sets it up, but
Yeah, Psalms is there, and he sees that ball and decides it doesn't need to be in front of his goal like that. Superdish going to steal possession
Superdish.
here and kick it back to his buddy on the other side of the field, but they are able to knock it right back. So now you're seeing a problem where we keep getting back to the orange side of the field. They were doing a really good job of keeping it on blue.
that being said, we're keeping it away from our goal. Okay. I almost
if you I was about to say, if you commentators cursed us there, Seth, you and I were going to have problems.
Unfortunately, I am rather well known
Oh, man.
for my commentator's curse.
Kennesaw State ties it up, so now Faulkner needs to answer and get this game back under control. And obviously I don't like to see it, but the splash thing, Cam, who was the captain of our team last year, he used that goal animation a lot. So, oh, and already Psalms with a shot on goal that winds up not connecting. Faulkner needs to make something happen here. They're being a little too defensive minded, and they're all in the same place. All three of them went for that, but Zero comes up with the save. All right, now let's get this ball moving, guys. Come on.
I was about to say it's unfortunately been tied up, and now we really need to put this back into our favor.
Zero's able to shoot, but unfortunately Bud is right there.
Now it does seem like most of their players are on this side now. If we can get good control of it,
Yep.
that puts us in a good position.
Yeah, we just need an opportunity here. Ziinc with another big save.
Oh, you know, I just discovered that in the top right corner it tells you who makes shots on goals and who makes saves.
Yes, it is very helpful.
I'd never seen that before.
Well, now you know.
I do.
All right, Ziinc, I think, could have made something happen there, but unfortunately was completely out of boost.
I was about to say he just didn't have the boost to be able to really make anything of it.
Oh, we might see overtime here, folks. Zero going to go for it over here.
5,
4, 3.
0.
Oh! Oh! My word! With 2 seconds left.
Woo! That was about as close as anything could be. Psalms trying to come with the defense, had the boost there at the last second, but unfortunately not. Well, unfortunately for them, not able to make it. Fortunate for us.
Now
we
that's
just
why
need
you
to
can't divide by 0.
Not let this go into the goal. Okay.
Yep, and there he is. Superdish is there to knock it down. So Faulkner has taken control of this game. Now 2-0. They only have to win one more game, and they will win.
2-1.
Yeah, it's 2-1. So they only have to win one more, and they will be victorious over Kennesaw State. So looking forward to this. So very well played game. They did get a little shaky there, and you could tell that they got a little timid. They got a little too turtley and wanted to hang out around the goal, and that led to some problems and led to a goal, them tying it up.
Yeah.
But, you know, overall, they didn't lose their cool. They coordinated, they executed, and I'm really proud of them.
Yeah. Coming through at the literal last second.
Oh, yeah.
There with that goal to keep it from going into overtime. Sudden death overtime just always bringing such
There's too much tension.
yeah. That's something I want to get better at in this game. Is just the mid-air demolitions. Like, demolitions are cool, but doing it in the air is even cooler.
It is.
Superdish. coming in right on top of the ball, and unfortunately getting smacked in the face by his teammate.
Also, the making a big deal about the air demo. That you're such a Smash player. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's definitely accurate.
And Superdish with the save there. Bud going to try to make something happen here. Superdish is going to be there to answer. Kicks it out of the corner. Oh, and Ziinc misses a touch there. Whew. Luckily, Superdish is there to pick up the slack.
I will say, we talked about how early on a lot of this game was on the ground and with a lot of demos and stuff. Well, as these games have been going on, they've progressively been taking more and more into the air, per se.
All right, so this could be dangerous. Yep, that's not good.
Yeah. I was about to say, Bud just barely tapping in the right direction. Unfortunately, our guy's zooming right past it.
And that's really the problem. Sometimes those light taps are significantly more dangerous than the big, like, power shots because they're harder to predict where the ball's going to go, and that makes them harder to defend.
Exactly. So, Kennesaw State quickly taking a quick early... Well, it's not actually that quick. It's about a minute and 20 seconds in. But anyhow.
Yep, and Zero answers immediately.
All right.
Attaboy, Luke.
Really good team effort there between Zero and Superdish. Just perfectly setting that up for each other.
Yep, and Cool Hand Luke comes in and seals the deal.
Everyone kind of missing the
Yeah,
ball
I was about
there.
to say, everybody, the ball was just like, it was one of those weird moments where the ball's just flying up and everyone's like, okay, should I get it? Should my teammate get it?
Okay.
Demos everywhere.
I was like, look, our guy coming in and answering, this time taking a demo, and then immediately our guy gets demoed.
Zero able to kick it back and keep it from going in front of goal, but man, that was a little too close for comfort. No! Psalms is able to slip it in. And I tell you what, it was hard to even see what happened there. I'm looking forward to the replay. Yeah, so Psalms just happened to be right place, right time. That's all it was.
Say Psalms looks like he was the one on back defense, but then noticed that it was going to be a good setup, so came rushing in as quick as he could.
Yeah, and to Zinc's credit, he had the good sense to go after Psalms himself instead of the ball, but unfortunately misses him barely. And
that was not something you see every day. That was a
3-point shot. It hit the wall, it hit the ceiling, and then it waltzed in. Man, the juju is just on Faulkner's side tonight.
I was about to say, that's called
geometry?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
think totally meant to do that. That was his plan all along.
Definitely.
Uh-oh.
Zero, please. You've been great all night. Please don't put it into our goal.
No, he's got this.
I'm about to say, look.
Oh, wow. That setup was phenomenal. It just was unfortunate that Kennesaw saw it coming.
I was about to say, I think it was Bud there, did not want that to... Bud or Barney, they're running nearly identical vehicles. I can't tell the difference.
They do look quite similar. Psalms is using the Octane.
I was about to say, Psalms, I appreciate you. You're different.
Be unique, Psalms. Be you. Oh, Barney with the steal. And going to try to put it in the goal and set his Psalms up for a goal. Man, they are playing...
Say Psalms on fire with the follow-through.
Yeah, with only 2 minutes left. Faulkner has just not been able to be quite as
aggressive
as they have been in the previous games. And maybe that's because they feel like they get punished for being aggressive, so they're being a bit more timid.
Which is hilarious because we've been punished for being defensive more than we've been punished for being aggressive.
Typically that is the case, but tonight, for whatever reason, it seems like that's been the problem. Wait, here we go. Zinc's going to do some air dribbling here, and he gets it in.
I will say our team has been really good at just answering.
That is freaking gorgeous. Look at that.
I was about to say it doesn't get much more of a clean score than that.
And what's great is you see that he decides to take it low early. Normally you don't want to do that because you want to hit goal high, but the fact that he did psyched Psalms out and he defended it at a bad angle so the ball went in anyway, because he did touch it, but he didn't touch it in the the way that he needed to get it to
Hit
kick
it at the
back
wrong
out.
angle.
Yeah, bad angles. Uh-oh. Wow.
This match has been just a constant back and forth. 7 goals so far between the two different teams.
Yeah, it's very rare that we've seen that, and just great setup by them on that side. And you also saw Zero and Superdish a little too close to one another. I think that they probably would have been better to spread their defense out a little bit there.
Can we answer every time they've gotten a goal? We've answered every time. What we need to do is force them to answer at some point. But it looks
Right.
like Ziinc.
Oh, but Bud is there, and great job by him getting that save.
I
Oh!
say
And Zero gets it anyway.
Zero and Ziinc working together there. We saw Zero here.
Ziinc goes for it, isn't able to make it. Zero's like, I got you, bro.
I'd say Zero with a good follow-up, and Ziinc just also right there in the back, ready to follow up again. Can we do that one more time and tie in this tie?
Take the lead, yeah.
Take the lead. We have not had the lead yet this game, but we have consistently kept it at a tie.
Wait, that might be it. Nope.
Nope.
Psalms is able to get the save, and a good save by him. That probably counted as probably not as an epic save because it was a little earlier, but man, great effort by
Feels
him.
epic.
Felt epic. Everything feels epic when you got a game this close.
Yes, I will say. It's one of those instances, like, it feels like stakes have not been higher. We were talking about how,
Uh-oh.
man, if this game goes to overtime, it is going to be a nightmare.
Come on, Superdish. Wait, here we go. Wide open. Oh,
Bud.
man. Bud just comes out of nowhere in the corner there.
I'm about to say, I did not see him. I thought it was a wide open goal.
Yeah, great defensive effort by him.
Ooh, Barney
Ooh, that
almost
scared
there
me.
with a follow through.
So, yeah, he was blocking where the ball was, and so for a second I was blind. I was like, where's the ball? Could this go into overtime? I hope not.
I will say we have seemed to do better in the early games. The longer the game goes on,
Oh, and it is overtime.
we seem to do very well from the starting position. So if we can...
Uh-oh. Woo! Superdish with the save. And that one probably will count as epic.
Oh,
All right, here we go.
all right.
Time to put something together, boys. Ziinc gonna
about to
slow
say-
roll it. Gonna try to set up. Yes! Oh, man.
As I said, as long as we get it within like the first minute, we're good. We seem to do great within the first 30 seconds to a minute of a round start.
Well, the team is real excited. You guys probably can't hear them, but we can hear them because they're right next to us.
Yes.
But man, what an exciting game,
Yeah,
and
that
what a
was-
way to win it, like in overtime. And that last game had just been a slugfest
It
back and forth.
was. That both teams kind of just abandoning defense there near the end.
That's one way to put it, yeah.
Just,
Unless you count demos as defense.
I guess.
Well,
But-
that is the first game that Faulkner has won, at least in an actual game. Like, we do have a forfeit win, if I'm not mistaken, already
Yeah.
this year. But that's the first game that we've won this season. So props to Faulkner. Excellent win. A really fun win.
Yes.
And especially coming out off of the disappointment of the McMaster game, props to them for being able to be mentally tough and just be like, you know what? Completely different game, completely different people. We're going to win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a great feeling because it's the difference between like a winning. If you have 2 games in a day, the difference that comes from winning the first and then losing the second, or losing the first and winning the second one, ending on a win is always better.
It is. There's a reason there's a meme amongst gamers like cannon on a loss, cannon on a loss. And so
There's a reason why 9 times out of 10 I ended up going to sleep at 4 a.m. when I was like, okay, I'm gonna
it's true.
stop gaming at 10.
But I tell you what, I will take this opportunity right before we go into the post-game show to say this. Kennesaw State actually opted to reschedule. You know, they could have forced a forfeit out of us because this game was initially supposed to occur on the Monday of our spring break.
Yeah.
So, props to Kennesaw State, true sportsmen. They're like, no, we're not going to win that way. We're going to actually play this out.
Yeah.
And, props to them for that. Really
Yes.
appreciate them being, just true gamers in that sense.
It's always more fun to play a game than lose, in my opinion. I find it more enjoyable to play a game and lose than it is to.
So you can't see this off camera, but Luke is actually there. I tell you what, so we are going to go ahead and head to the post-game show, and so we'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back with the post-game interview.
I wanted to take my career to a higher level, so I searched for an MBA program that fits my schedule, that's accredited, and aligns with my Christian values. I found the perfect MBA at Faulkner University. Faulkner's MBA program consists of 10 5-week courses completely online, and the quality of instruction is excellent. Imagine how earning your MBA degree can help boost your career and get you to where you want to be. Visit faulkner.edu/advance to learn how you can get started.
Preparing leaders for the River region and beyond, Faulkner University's Harris College of Business is distinctively different, focusing on ethics and character development in the classroom and building ethical foundations with our new Ethics Institute. Living the mission of Faulkner University to glorify God through education of the whole person, emphasizing integrity of character in a caring Christian environment where every individual matters every day.
As a student at the Harris College of Business, I saw firsthand the mission of Faulkner University. My professors there not only taught me, but they also mentored me. They encouraged me. They cared for me. They instilled character and integrity into me. I mattered every day. That mission hasn't changed. Harris College of Business continues to provide its students with the tools they need to succeed in today's business world.
My name is Mike Carriage, and I teach computer science at Faulkner. Computer science at Faulkner is dramatically changing right now. It's an exciting time to be here. We're adding new students, which is exciting for all of us, but we're also growing in the content in which we deliver. We're adding new courses, we're adding new curriculums. It's a time that things seem to be really exciting and things seem to be really changing rapidly inside of our field. Computer science will always be a rapidly evolving field. Everything from artificial intelligence to cybersecurity will always drive us to excellence. But here at Faulkner, we embrace that change as opposed to ignore it. Many of our students find their niche in the computer science world by coming here, and that's what we hope to really drive that love of computer science into our students here. I'm telling you, of any place you want to be to learn computer science, Faulkner is the place to be right now.
With this zero kind of scrambling, but I mean, there's a good reason for it. I mean, we were pretty excited in there, so we were kind of celebrating.
Yeah, that was a great win.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you about, there were some just epic plays made in that last game, and that last one especially, there was so much back and forth and so many like demos, and then it seemed like it's one of those things that I do genuinely feel for Kennesaw, because it was one of those things. I mean, obviously I'm glad we won, but it seemed like every single time they got a goal, like 10 seconds afterward we answered.
Yeah, the very last game for OT, it was 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3. Like, we were going back and forth the whole time. But first game, I realized that they were going for demos. They were getting one touch like they were last week, and one touch going for a demo and getting out. So we started doing the same thing a little bit, or trying to, picking up a few more demos here and there, and it was opening up opportunities for us.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to talk about too, because this is a unique situation that we don't usually have for Rocket League games. This is a doubleheader. Yeah. And so, like, I wanted to ask you about that side of it, because you're coming off of a loss from McMaster, and then you guys lose the first game. It would have been really easy for you guys to just give up, and I'm proud of the way that y'all didn't do that. It shows a lot of mental toughness, and so, like, just putting yourself in that mindset that, like, no, that doesn't matter. We're going to win this thing, and just be able to execute that. What's that like?
Oh, yeah. So first game, I mean, we were a little frustrated after that. I think we weren't warmed up. We weren't warmed up enough for the games. And that hurt us a little bit, but those games warmed us up for this series, and we came out striking. We were ready for it.
Well, it definitely showed because after that first game where there were a lot of demos and you guys kind of got caught where they would demo one person, and so you would actually be in the correct position, but then the person that you would have your last man back would get demoed, and then they had open field, and so that had to be a little frustrating.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating because it throws rotations off.
Right.
And so it's just like once somebody gets demoed, we'll call it out. We'll see where they were out in the field, and if first, let's say, ball's on left side, you got two people on either side, this guy will go, this guy will just get back. He'll just filter in behind this guy, and the guy that spawns will be third man. So, I mean, it's just all just learning the rotations and getting back into it, but I'm proud of us tonight. We did good.
One thing I wanted to ask about, too, that I thought was really interesting, and Seth kind of noticed this before I did, but it was a good observation. It seemed like in the first game and about halfway through the second game, there was a lot of ground game going on, and then it seemed like from that point on you saw a lot more aerials and a lot more like challenges in the air. Was that like because something that both teams decided to do differently? Like, what was going on there?
Honestly, it really just depends on where the ball ends up. So if ball could be flying to the wall, or it could be floating towards you, you can pop it up and go for the air. It's just trying to figure out how to outplay them and what they think that you're going to go for.
Okay.
And so I worked on a little bit more ground that last game. I know Luke Zero, he was going crazy in the air, hit a nice double tap.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
It was beautiful. He hit a couple, I think. It was beautiful. But I'm very happy with the way we played tonight.
Absolutely. I couldn't be more proud of you. And one thing that I thought was really awesome. Wait, what? Oh, one thing that I thought was really cool is that last play that Ziinc made. You saw it with like 2 seconds left, and then the last game, of course, ends in overtime the way that it did. So you guys were putting on a show tonight.
Oh, they were great opponents. I mean, I just feel like the skill was evenly matched. It's just we came in warmed up off of another series. We were hot, and we were just ready to play. We were ready to win. We had those fire in our eyes from the last series. So
I think, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me on this if I'm wrong, we have had a lot of success in Rocket League at Faulkner in the past, but I think this is the first win that you've been involved with directly. Is that correct?
It is, actually, yes.
All right. That's got to feel good, your first win.
I don't know if y'all heard me through there, but I was screaming.
Oh, we heard you. Those walls aren't that thick.
I was screaming. I was hyped.
Well, we're glad to see it, and thank you so much for being with us here, Ian. That's Ian Wright, also known as Ziinc. So we definitely... yeah, I don't know why the camera is like up there, but that was Ziinc, and we appreciate you giving some time and some insight into the gameplay. Really appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here, but just a quick reminder before we do that we do have more exciting programming coming up tomorrow. We've got, for example, Smash Bros. Is happening tomorrow at 6 p.m. That's going to be versus George Washington University, so it'll be the Colonials versus the Eagles on March the 5th, and then immediately following that broadcast, we'll have an Overwatch 2 game at 7:30. That's going to be the University of... Why? Why do you guys do this?
Luke's here. We have to.
No, it's fine. I'll go ahead and give it. It's fine. I don't care. You guys earned it. Absolutely. But no, we also have tomorrow an Overwatch 2 game. That's going to be against the University of Ottawa, the GG. So it's going to be America versus Canada. Looking forward to that game as well. And then, of course, we do have another Rocket League game coming up on Monday, March the 11th at 6 p.m. versus Dakota State. And just so you know, we have requested, because the week after that is our spring break and it's the last week of the season, we have requested that we also reschedule another game to be that Monday, but we don't have that confirmed yet. So we will keep you up to date on that on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of our social media. Check that and make sure for the scheduling updates on that. That's going to be it for us for this evening. Special thanks to my producer, Liz Anderson, doing a great job of queuing up all of the stuff on our TriCaster and making sure that we look good on production. Special thanks to Seth Dawson slugging it out tonight for 2 games, doing color commentary and adding a lot of flavor to the broadcast. And of course, I'm your head coach, Caleb Colquitt. Thank you so much. Saying so long from Regitar USA High-Res Arena, where the Eagles are victorious tonight over Kennesaw State by a score of 3-1. So that's going to be it for us this evening. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 for that Smash Bros. Blue game against George Washington. Until then, stay the course, friends.
The preceding broadcast was an official presentation of Faulkner University. It may not be redistributed without the express written consent of the Faulkner University Athletic Department. Regitar USA High-Res Arena is sponsored by Regitar USA. The national anthem was performed by the Faulkner University Chorus. If you would like to learn more about the Faulkner Esports program, visit our official website at faulknereagles.com or follow us on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram for all the latest news and events. Thank you for watching, and soar Eagles!